Hello, I'm Leah. Sorry for doing the presentation in this way because I'm having a cold and my voice may be too low, so forgive me about that. And let's start the presentation. I always want to make a game on my own, so I'm gathering lots of skill sets. For example, besides the ideas and creativity, I learned 3D arts, 2D arts, and I compiled some blueprints in Unreal Engine 5, and I also know how to operate Unity and combine everything together. But what I don't know is coding. I always think, okay, there's too much tech work for me and I cannot make it. It is too hard. So, thanks to this skill sharing opportunity, I learned coding in Unity with my teacher Albert. And what we are learning is C sharp. And yes, I do have some understanding based on that. Basically, like that and that. I mean, yes, like that. I think the biggest issue is that I don't know where to start. I always mock how the other do in their game functions, but I cannot write a script with my own thinkings filled in. So we start from very basic knowledge and clarify what is class, what is field, and variables and properties, and what is methods. And I realized I used them in blueprints before, but they are just like some random nouns, and I never figured out when to use that. So it's a good start. Then yes, I still following the tutorial, but Albert guided me to find some good tutorials. This one is different from what I used to watch. Before that, I found some tutorials for an instant function build up. I search how to achieve a function, then apply it in my code. And this time the tutorial tell me what we are going to write and how we are going to write it and why we're writing like that. That's really important because it gives me a clear vision on what I'm actually doing right now, and that's a really cheerful thing for a beginner. Also, there are some good Unity tutorials on Unity Learn, and the full API list in the Unity documentations and the hints will also help like that. You will see, it will say, okay, you need to write a function like that. And every time I forget something, I can check them as I wish. So it's really convenient. For my outcome of study, me and Albert and Millie decide to build a little platform jumping demo together. Yes, your first game is always platform jumping. And what I learned in this process is I write one single C sharp script. It's all about this little character, and it contains the function of walk, jump, and after you hold, the jump will go higher, and the use of a animator controller, and then a tile map where I built this little grass block for the platform. And yes, bug is everywhere in this process. Sometimes I will fetch for help. Sometimes they are really dumb and I can solve them with only myself. Like here, I lock the character in a huge scale, or I randomly apply the gross image on the sky. And this is the final outcome. Oops. And here are some of my takeaways from this project. First one is don't assume I can't before try. Because before that, I always think coding is too hard for me. But for now, at least I'm trying to learn that. And that's a really big progress. Albert told me that if I want to really learn how to code, it will take few years. So it's a long process. And in this process, good resources are important, and also practice more, following the tutorial, and after you have a code, play around with some features, then you will find that, okay, that's why they write it like that. Trying to write more on your own, and you will have more understand what we will going to do in the next script. Finally, I want to thank my teacher, Albert Kaiyang, the program master. Thank you. And also a special thank to our publisher, Mei Liao. Thank you all. Bye.